Hello all, welcome to Serverless Days ANZ 2020. We are going to see now how to build intelligent bots using Azure Logic Apps with no code. Before we get into the session, let's have a small intro about myself. So I'm Jayakumar Balasubramaniam, working as a product lead at Hubfly. I'm a Microsoft certified trainer and a Microsoft certified developer. You can reach out to me in any of these social media platforms. Mostly I will be available in all the platforms. Let's get into your session. This is going to be our agenda for today. So we are going to say what is Logic App, what is a bot, and what is a LUIS, and we are going to have a cool demo about how we can integrate all these three in a single platform. Okay, what is a Logic App? A Logic App is basically it is a serverless solution which helps to build powerful integration between various components like Outlook or Gmail or Twitter or Facebook, LinkedIn, or any of the messaging platforms. The key advantage of this Logic App is you can achieve all these, you can pass in the data between all these components or do any of the transactions, even post a HTTP call or anything, or you can integrate any LUIS or whatever the stuff that you do. You don't need to write even a single piece of code. That's a major advantage of this Logic App, that they are no code platform. And it's not only for the cloud-based components, even you should be able to integrate any of the on-premises components as well. And as you know, the cloud is a pay-as-you-go based model. Logic App is not an exception for that. Here you're not going to pay for the app that you're going to create, or not. You're not going to pay for the connectors that you're going to use. You're just going to pay only for the actions that is being performed within your Logic App. That's one of the advantage of this Logic Apps. Okay, what is a bot? In general, we presume that bot is a chat-based system, a communication platform which runs without any human intervention. Yes, you are correct. But apart from that, a bot is a software application which runs the repetitive task or any of the automated tasks without any human intervention. Also, it runs in a faster manner than if humans could have involved. Most of the internet traffics that we have over the internet are all because of these bots, like scanning the contents over the web pages or any in social medias, or like a chat-based system that interacting with the human users, like that. So these are the basic type of bot that we have, that we already know, like chatbots, which is a human-based conversational system which you already know, and some web crawlers which crawl your web pages, and some social bots like to post the contents, or to like or comment the contents that we post in social media platforms, which we are going to see a cool demo also right now for the same. And there are some malicious bots as well. You need to be very careful of that also, like which will scrap your content and which will spread the spams. Okay, what is a LUIS? LUIS is a machine learning platform which is built by Microsoft, which understand the languages that is given as an input text to this system, and it extracts the meaning from it, and it gives you the output as an intent, for which intent that this specific input is matching. Based on the output intent that you get back, you can perform any of the action, like calling any other HTTP triggers or doing some actions like posting a content. You can do anything based on that. So the major advantage of using this LUIS system is you don't need to train for the or for frequently. It trains on its own. That's one of the key advantage of using this LUIS system. It trains on its own based on the user inputs that is being passed. For example, maybe you train the LUIS system for the specific intent, maybe for some couple of utterances, but going forward, when the LUIS is being used in your system, the inputs that are given to the LUIS by the users, so that it will be trained on its own. So far, there are 13 languages available across the world for this LUIS language understanding system. Let's see some cool demo for the same, by integrating all these components like Logic Apps, LUIS, and how we can convert it as a bot in a cool demo, so that you get some better understanding. Let me go to my browser. Okay, let me come from the start. So this is the LUIS system. If you see the URL is LUIS.ai. Here if you see, there are two intents I have configured, like interview and session. So if you open up the intent number interview, I have already trained this LUIS system to return me the interview as an intent for these two texts, like interview with Simon or excited to be interviewed. As I said earlier, it doesn't mean that this LUIS system will look only for these two utterances or these two inputs. it also train on its own. If you give something relevant to this input also, it will return me an output as interview. The same like that session. For session I have configured some one more additional input as well. Again, if it receives some other additional inputs, it will train on its own and it will map it with this session. So that's the one key advantage of this Louis. It will train on its own. Even if you want to test it right away from here, you could be able to test it. For example, I am giving some for example, excited to be interviewed by the team. Now if you see, I got the intent back as interview. Suppose if I talk something about the session, I will get back the intent as session. So this is how we are going to the same thing we are going to integrate in our logic app. Okay, this is our logic app, so which I have already created. Let me enter into the designer phase so that you get some better understanding. I have opened my logic app. Here if you see, I have used 3 connectors majorly. Twitter is my first connector, which will look for the tweets for the hashtag serverless days, because we will be getting lakhs of tweets maybe in a day, but we need only specific hashtag, so that I given a search text as hash serverless days. So it will look for the all the tweets that comes with the hashtag serverless days. Now my second connector is, my second action connector is Louis. I am going to integrate this with my Louis system. If you see, I have chosen my Louis bot name ANZ bot name, and my Louis bot name is also ANZ bot name. Now the input text that I am giving to this Louis is the tweet text. The tweet content that is being posted, I am going to give it as an input to this Louis system. Once I give this input, the Louis system will process my input text and it will return the intents that the specific text. It understands the meaning and it will return the intent in the response. So that based on the intent that I get back, top scoring intent, I am just checking whether the intent is matching to session, the keyword session. Suppose if it matching to session, I am going to post a tweet. Suppose if it doesn't match to session, I am just going to retweet the tweet. This is all the action that we are going to perform. Let me go one step ahead. So if you expand this post a tweet, if you see, I am going to tweet a text with the hashtag again with serverless days ANZ 2020, and I am going to give the reference for the first tweet that I get back. So, and also if you notice, I am getting the context of the first tweet till the end of my action. That's the one power of this logic app. Whatever the connectors that you do, you will have the context of all the data that is being processed till the starting from the first action to the end of your action. That's why I am able to grab the username of the first tweet that I captured in my first tweet, and I am processing it in my last action. Now let's see it in some real action so that you should be able to get some better understanding. So in a nutshell, if you see, I am just looking for a tweet and I am passing it to my Louis intent, Louis based language understanding system, and based on the intent that is written, I am going to decide whether I am going to post a tweet or I am going to retweet a tweet. Let's run this. I'm just running it now. It's waiting for a new tweet. I'm just going to post a new tweet now. I have some predefined text, so let me post this. I'm happy to present a session at this serverless. Yes, I'm very much happy about it, and also I'm very excited about this. So I have used the hashtag #serverlessdays so that our bot can detect this. Let me post this tweet. Yeah, it's been posted now. You see it is available now. I have configured this bot to run for every second so that I can close the demo as much as quickly. Yeah, I have posted my, so you see my tweet. Yeah, now it started to processing. When a new tweet is posted, it is processed in 0 seconds, and the Louis system processed my use tweeted text and it get back the intent in just 1 second, and after that the condition decides it. Since I have given it for session, the condition returned it is true. So my bot should have posted in another tweet by giving a link to my current tweet. If you see, I have one tweet here. Now if I go and refresh this page, I have another tweet here. So since my previous tweet is about session, my tweet is my bot has reposted it, not retweeted, reposted it with a comment and along with a link to my previous tweet. Now let's see another example which falls into this negative scenario, so that it retweets it instead of just posting it. Now the organizing team has already conducted an interview with each of the speakers. I'm very excited about that, and I'm very thankful for the team as well. So I'm just going to tweet about that as well with the same hashtag has serverless days. So I'm just very excited to be the interviewed by the event team. I'm just going to tweet it about it. I have posted my tweet now. Now if you see again, my Logic App bot has started to process my tweet, and if you see it has predicted, and if you see the expect condition result is false because I posted something about the interview, right? So it should have repeated now. If you see the green tick mark, it shows on the false category. Now let's refresh this page. Yeah, my tweet got retweeted. I have used my own Twitter account as a bot, so you see all the actions in the same account. In real time, you can create one specific bot with a dedicated Twitter account, and you can do something like this, which tweets and retweets about your about the based on your logic that you are integrating. So now we have actually two scenarios: they are posting a tweet and retweeting a tweet based on the tweet content that is being captured. So now we are done with how we can integrate Louis and Twitter along with the Logic app and project it as a bot. Now let's see how you can view the history of these transactions. If you go to the overview page of this chatbot of this Logic app, you can see the processing second, whether that is processed successfully or not. All that track record you should be able to see here. I'm just refreshing it so to get the latest records. If you see, it gets processed 2 times, and the processing time, if you say, is just about 1.19 second, a very fraction of second, right? So and the time limit to create this bot is also a very maybe some within a 5 minutes I should have created this bot. That's the power of serverless, that's the power of Logic Apps, that's the power of Louis. So that's why as a developers, as a business, we are moving towards the cloud and mainly towards the serverless concepts, so where you can go live within a minute and within a fraction of second. So that's all about for today's session, guys. Thank you for all your time. Thank you organizing team for giving me this wonderful opportunity.